All right, so I wanted to go ahead and make a video sort of to help out folks, and I'm going to be making probably another video. I kind of want to just run through a game, and this first video is going to be for those folks who I think are just kind of getting started. Maybe just, I'm just going to kind of go through some of the basics. I'm obviously going to try to win the map, but at the end of the day, I might actually consider not winning the map just because I want to show some mechanics of the game that some folks maybe don't understand. I'm going to go ahead and turn on a little audio in the background, and hopefully it's not going to be too loud, but yeah. So I just kind of wanted to point out that I did a full reset. So if you go here and you click on reset progress, this is what I did. I was on the Discord, and one of the other people on there was like, "Hey man, you should restart the latest patch." And I was like, "Okay, I will, fine." And I kind of want to help out some folks because I think there's some folks that are struggling. I kind of wanted to just have a little kind of screenshot. So as you can see, I had quite a few food and all that stuff. I had most everything completed, and then I decided to basically reset everything. So let's just go ahead and pop into a map. So this is the second cycle after the first cycle. So I've already completed one cycle. If we go into the Smoldering City, we will have a look here. So in the deeds, I've already completed a few. So I've already kind of done. I'm already kind of past the phase of the moth into the phase of the leech. Pretty easy for the most part to kind of move along. I mean, some of them are, pretty simple, like build a settlement 4 fields away, don't have anybody die, things like that. So, yep. Comes to the upgrades that I got. So obviously I have the first one. I got the second one here. Extra cornerstone, super good. Library, very good building. Keeps your beavers nice and happy. I also got the Pioneer's Gate here. This is mainly more for the mine than anything. Then we've got, and this one for the embark points. Embark points are very nice. Accumulate them if you can. I've also gotten the Monastery of the Vigilant Flame level 1 here, so I got this mainly because of the Herbalist Camp and the Fungal Guide. This is a very, very strong cornerstone. Can basically feed everybody. If you get this on a mushroom map where it's like the mushroom woods and such like that, yeah, your woodcutters could basically just become mushroom gatherers with this. And then I also got this one for Embark Range and this Rich Glades. This is actually a very strong cornerstone in my opinion. Anything that buffs your camps is very, very good. There are many games that you can win, that you can play and win without ever having any farms and such. And this is definitely a good one to go. I think I might consider in the future doing sort of a tier guide, like a tier list or something like that for which ones of these are good. Some of them are just not as good as others. Some of them you can kind of skip. Something I wanted to point out is that when you're on this screen, so for instance, even though I've kind of picked all of these ones already, and I picked this one, I could actually take this one and skip it, even though this is a very good one because the Provisioner is a very good building. I can skip it and go right over here and get the Pioneer's Gate. Personally, I'm going to go ahead and skip this one. It's not as needed, and I feel that this is going to be a little bit better later on once you've unlocked a couple of other things. So yeah, but basically just something that I wanted to let you guys know. So I've got some food up here, some machinery, some artifacts, and yeah, pretty little buildings. So one thing I kind of wanted to point out is that this right here, where it says you heard the first dawn is planning, it's going to be right here on the kind of bottom right, bottom left there. It's going to say there is a city that's going to be there, a settlement, and so that settlement will not appear on the map. Even if you're on your settlement, like let's say I build a settlement here, I will not see the effects of this until after I've completed the settlement and then moved on to the next one. So yeah, people decide to go ahead and text message me. Okay, so let's go ahead and just jump into a game. So we're going to go right into the Royal Woodlands. It's a very basic one. So these are a little bit more difficult, so we're going to try a somewhat easier one. It's already somewhat easy just because there's already two trade routes that we have. Also, before we jump in, so for instance, if I build a settlement here, right over here, I will not have access to these two traders. But if I build a settlement like here or here or here, somewhere close, then I will have access to these two. So yeah, just to kind of, um, in case some folks don't realize that. But yeah, these are pretty good. I had built it here just so this little this bonus over here. You try to sort of move forward a little bit. So for instance, if I build a settlement right here in this little spot, what this will do is if I win this one, it will open up a couple more spots, allowing me to get closer to these little modifiers. And these little modifiers here are sort of how you get artifacts and machinery and things like that. So yeah, in case folks were kind of wondering. So let's go ahead and I don't want to do a completely taxing one as the very first one, just because like I said, this first one, I just want to kind of cover the basics, let folks know sort of my thought process on how I go through picking these. I have not lost any map for like a long time now. And basically, I think there was like one map that I purposely lost at the very beginning when the game first came out. I had just I gone from the demo onto this, but other than that, the game was really easy. Then they did a full resolve, the way the resolve works, things like that. So yeah, so let's just go ahead and jump into this. A couple things I want to point out. I know a lot of folks have different sort of ideas on which ones are the best ones here. A lot of folks in the demo especially loved grabbing like the beavers so that they can just get even more wood essentially from the beginning. I have kind of gone away from getting more people just because there are so many things, so many ways to get more people. There are events in the glades, there are orders that you can complete that give you more people, and every single drizzle, there will always be more people that come. In fact, it's actually not every drizzle, it's actually on a timer. I don't remember what it is. It's like every 10 minutes or something like that. You will get more people. So we're going to go ahead and actually avoid these. I would say that in some cases, actually getting, like for instance, these would actually be better. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and grab clay, bundle of plant fiber here, and I highly recommend folks to grab the box of simple tools. This is a very helpful little um, thing that you can get, a little box that you can get from the embark points. What I usually tend to go to is actually I tend to get the parts and the box of simple tools just because these are really hard to get and they can make the game a lot easier based on the way that I like to play. But yeah, I just kind of want to show this for some folks. Also, highly recommend sometimes grabbing these. I think that having some extra food can actually help out quite a bit, just to kind of elongate how long you have to go. Okay, so let's jump into the game. So we've grabbed this. We should have enough food, I think. And let's go ahead and have a look at the modifiers. Unfortunately, so one thing that is kind of nice to look at is the soil. This kind of will tell you how often you'll find fertile soil. So that's a nice one to look at. Otherwise, I have never really seen this change. The map size is always the same. So we'll see. These are nice. This is a kind of a good look. So when you see something like, okay, mushrooms, okay, nice. So berries. So the more you play, you'll kind of look at it and you'll say, okay, so this is obtained from the herbalist camp, and this is obtained from the herbalist camp. So that means that one camp can help two things that are kind of increased. You can look at this one, Trapper's Camp, and this one, Trapper's Camp. So in this sort of map, probably a Trapper's Camp and an herbalist camp might be better than, for instance, getting a forager's camp, which only one of them. So things like that are good to consider. So we're going to have, this is going to be a very mild one. There's going to be 3 good benefits and 2 bad ones. Let's have a look what they are. Let's jump into the game. So I'm going to do something that a lot of folks might find a little bit strange. All right, so we have mushrooms. Okay, this is a good one. Again, we already know that mushrooms were a benefit here, so if we can get a herbalist camp and get more mushrooms, that'd be great. Complex food, this is nice. If we ever get to complex food, we should. And then we got complex food again. So this is essentially the same bonus, except this one affects humans and beavers and lizards. This one affects lizards, and it should sort of make the lizards a little bit better. But this one unfortunately requires, in case you don't, if you can see it, it's going to be right about here. It's going to say complex food times 2. So what that means is you have to have 2 different sorts of complex food in order to satisfy that. This is just the one. And then our bad ones are the looming darkness, which we'll always have. The rotting wood. This is, for me personally, always good to just be like, okay, I'm not cutting any wood during the storm. Fantastic. But again, this only kicks in if the hostility reaches 2, and we might not see hostility reach 2. We have strange lights, so as long as services are satisfied, then everybody will basically, not be affected by this. So let's jump into the game. First thing I like to do is zoom out, center my map, and let's have a look. I like to first have a look and see where are the dangerous glades. We have one over here, one over here, one over here, way over here. The thing to note about dangerous glades is they're dangerous, but they also provide more benefits. Whoa, this is a lot of a lot of little glades. So this is interesting. Kind of good to know, but interesting. Another little thing that I like to personally do is I like to zoom in sometimes. And if you can kind of make out, but right about here, you can kind of see in the trees that there is some little grass that's kind of growing right there. And so that's a way to kind of be like, oh, okay, looks like there's grass over there. So if I do get a farm or something, this would be a good way to expand. So I'm going to have a quick look at the buildings. Okay, phenomenal. We have a supplier, a carpenter, and a furnace. These are all fantastic. If I could have all 3, I would. But we'll see what we're going to get. Let's start with a couple of woodcutters. So since I already had a look and I saw that there is some kind of farmland over here, I'm going to go ahead and set it up. So one thing I want to point out to folks is it is very good to rotate where the camp goes. I can find usually there's at least for me like about a 5 to 10% efficiency if I rotate it correctly. So for instance, right now it's pointing down, and I do not want it to do that. I want it to point towards wherever the resource is. Because essentially what's going to happen is my little guys are going to walk over here, they're going to walk over here, they're going to chop wood, and they're going to keep doing this all the time like this. And then they're going to take a big bundle of it and then transfer it over here. So anytime that I'm looking at resources, I'm always trying to make it so that it's looking at the resource. All right, let's have a look at the stonecutters. Nope, we have nothing that can use the stonecutters camp. And next we got the Scavengers Camp. Okay, we got a scavenger over here. So I'm going to go ahead and leave one space. I'm going to have it pointing over there. We're going to go ahead and do that. Now, I usually open up with 2. Yeah, we'll put it right over here. So we're going to go just like that. Okay, and let's go ahead and start the game. I usually start with 2 woodcutters and usually either like a stonecutter's camp or a forager's camp or something to utilize the rest. Now this is something that I do. I don't recommend that everybody does it, but I like to put paths all along like this. And this is just, I don't know, my OCD or something, but anyways. You guys don't have to do that. I just know that I will be putting a lot of, oh, okay, my camps are built. Okay, so since I know that there's going to be more wood from here, I'm going to go ahead and put my woodcutters over there, since basically what will happen is they'll collect more wood and they'll have less time needed to bring it in. And over here, I'm going to go ahead and just put in all my humans. I like to keep the races separated. There is this is not a progressive stream, not a progressive movie, video, whatever. The beavers work together with the beavers and the humans work with the humans. One thing I want to point out to folks is anytime you see this sort of efficiency bonus, especially for something like woodcutters, just be aware that you're actually going to be cutting wood here slower, because what will happen is, and we'll see if we can kick one off here, there's going to be a times 2 here. So instead of 1, it'll say 2. And what that means is that that person has come and where it says 2 out of 2 charges, they've gone ahead and collected 2 from that one single charge of wood. Okay. Do we have it? Okay, no. Let's go ahead and pause. We have our first cornerstone option. So, ooh, okay. So what am I looking at here? So a couple of things that I am looking for in the future. This is way too early to pick and potentially will never be used. I might never have anything that can. So there's two things to consider with something like wine, for instance, or any sort of good. Is there a way for it to be processed? So this requires a building for it to be used. If I don't have a building for this to be used, I will just keep hoarding it if I produce it and never ever use it. So I not only need to produce this, but I need to also have it be consumed somehow. This might never happen. So this is a choice I'm not going to take. So now I have a choice between fiber and trade logs. Trade logs is quite good. Trade logs also, because I have the opportunity. So I have a look here. I have a supplier. If you ever want to look to see what the suppliers or what the carpenter or what the furnace or whatever option is here, what it actually does, you can click on the eye icon right there and it'll just bring it up right here. I recommend when you're done looking at it, just click outside of the area. So like over here or something like that. So let's look at the supplier. So the supplier has a very good, not premium, but a very good optimization for creating fabrics, for pottery, and for trade goods. The great thing is that trade goods, for instance, if you click on this little thing here, pottery is one of the options that we can have. We have all these great options. So this essentially feeds itself. So basically, we can make pottery to make trade goods, which is phenomenal. We can also have a variety of options for making fabric. So having trade goods is a very good option. However, I'm going to go ahead and go with the fiber delivery line. And the reason why I'm going to go with the fiber delivery line is because of coats. And if coats ever comes up, it will kind of explain why. So this is a very basic resource, but it's used in a lot of things, and just having the option to have it is great, and it's free, and it comes on every single minute. So we're gonna go ahead and pick this one. We're gonna go ahead and keep on going. And here's something that I'm gonna point out, and this is gonna sound very counterintuitive, but because we have fiber coming in, I am actually not going to pick supplier. Because one of the reasons to pick supplier is because it makes it so that you can use the resources in a more efficient manner. But when I have lots of resources as it is, I don't need to be efficient with it. So when I make, if I go into my industry, when I make a crude workstation, okay, let's go ahead and just pop it down right there. And this is going to be creating my basic components. I call these basic components. I don't care about wasting fabric, I don't care about wasting plant fiber. I'm going to have a lot of it. So I'm actually going to look at these two other options, carpenter and furnace. And there's a very interesting thing that you can do with a carpenter. If we have a look at the carpenter, not only does it make planks a little bit more efficient, because instead of 8, it uses 5. But if we look here, it produces training gear, okay? And one of the fascinating things about training gear is that training gear is one of the components for luxury goods. So essentially, this building will make training gear for me, which can then be used to make a pack of luxury goods. Pack of luxury goods might be an option for us as an order. And one of the interesting things is the components for making training gear, if we have a look here, is plant fiber. So we can use plant fiber and wood. This is, in my opinion, one of the most efficient, just one of the best ways of getting an item that is very useful. As well, training gear is an item that is needed for certain glade events. So because we are already getting lots of plant fiber, I'm going to go ahead and actually take the carpenter as my first pick here. Oh, phenomenal. Okay. So now we have the herb garden, the small farm, and the bakery. This is an interesting choice. It's too early for the bakery, so I'm going to be picking between the small farm and the herb garden. And Considering that I have not yet unlocked a lot of cornerstones for the herb garden or the small farm, I'm just going to go ahead and pick the small farm. Okay. Since I already know that there is some little thing right there, some fertile land for me, I'm going to go ahead and go with a small farm. And my third pick is, so we have lumber mill, furnace, supplier. I'm going to go ahead and leave this be. We don't necessarily need the lumber mill. The lumber mill is just absolutely amazing at creating planks. It also is useful for simple tools and flour. It's absolutely one of the best buildings out there. To be honest, I might still pick it, but the supplier has come up again, and the supplier is phenomenal. So we're going to go ahead and let it sit for a minute. We might not even pick this for this first year because, truth be told, I might not have an opportunity to even use it. Okay. All right, so we've got our first choice of orders. Let's have a look. First thing I'm going to say, pick orders that can be done. Okay, so let's have a look. Ooh, easy. All right, so we know we can build a Scavengers Camp. We know that we can build a Stonecutters Camp. They are one of our basic camps, Stonecutter Scavengers, so we know we can complete this. All we have to do is build these buildings. Easy peasy. But this one will give us a beaver. This one will give us parts, and I like parts. I'm always looking to collect parts. So I'm going to pick this woodcutters. All right, second one. Oh, another good one. So, pack of crops, 5, super easy. Let's have a look and see what it takes. Okay, industry. All right, we have the carpenter that we've unlocked. We have the small farm that we have unlocked. Let's have a look at the makeshift post. Okay, the makeshift post. So it takes 6 of either mushrooms or vegetables or grain or roots. Since we already have a small farm, we're probably going to be picking the grain option. It's 18 grain. 18 grain to complete this order. And potentially we will get more orders that require the pack of crops. So as much as I like the parts and this, and I know this is super easy to get, I'm actually going to pick this one because I know I can get this one as well. Plus 10 amber is always nice. And our next order, okay. This is too many people. Too many people too early, in my opinion. We don't have enough farms. We don't have enough food to support it. Pack of provisions are unfortunately a little bit harder to get. As you can see here, everything is 0 out of 8. So I don't even start with something that can let me, complete it. So yeah, it's a lot harder. It might have been better when we were having the options to actually pick the one that makes the roots, because that one also will make the herbs. So that's a very good one to get for that. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and not. Oops. I'm gonna go ahead and not pick this one, but I'm gonna go ahead and take this one. This one is easy to get, like as we already established, it's easy to get. So there we go. Okay. Now we're just gonna go ahead and let the game run a little bit, turn it up to times speed. And what I want to do is, yeah, let's go ahead and pick our last building here. As much as I do like this, I am tempted to get the furnace. The supplier is so good though. Since we already have something that can make somewhat better, you know what, we're gonna take it. We're gonna go ahead and take the supplier. Okay. So we've got the supplier. We've got the carpenter, phenomenal. You know what, I'm gonna go ahead and move this crude workstation. I don't like it being here. We don't need you for now. It's just me just sort of reshuffling around a little bit. So we have our first order. If you're having difficulties with the Queen's Impatience, I recommend not completing the orders until you've gone up one. However, there is a nice little bonus for letting the Queen's Impatience accrue, which is that if you go over here to the Hostility of the Forest, you can see where it says Queen's Impatience. It will actually be a benefit if the Queen's Impatience goes up. So for now, we're just gonna go ahead and collect some wood. I'm gonna try to get to about 100 wood, and then I'm gonna pull these humans off of the woodcutters camp. And we're just gonna go ahead and kind of let them run. We have one. So one thing that I want to point out, look at how fast the Scavengers Camp is collected. It is very, very quick. It is absolutely phenomenal how quickly that goes. The wood is also on a, where is it at? The wood is also on a similar level. However, once we start looking at things like broccoli patches, they are probably almost 50% or twice as long to collect. Okay, so we've gone ahead and done that. We're gonna go ahead and just complete this order just so we can unlock one more building. Let's have a look. Ooh, we got ourselves an herbalist camp. Oh, the herb garden, that's what it's called. Yeah, okay. Herbalist camp, phenomenal. Something that I'm gonna try to do is, so I know that, we could use more. Oh, and look at that, we've already been rewarded. Perfect. All right, so we've got so this bonus of +3 mushroom production is only during the drizzle, and I'm going to take advantage of that. Okay, so let's have a look over here. Okay, we're going to move our lumber camp a little closer. In case you didn't notice, I waited until they dropped off the wood, and we want to have a little bit more space. There we go. So let's see now, carpenter. We'll have the carpenter be there. We're going to have you over there and the supplier over here. And you totally don't have to do this. This is just me being a little OCD with my with the way that I structure my settlements. Okay, we're going to go ahead and let things run a little bit. Get these guys collecting wood. I'm just carving out wood. I don't want to open up any of these glades just yet. I want to open up. Actually, yes, I do. I want to open up this one because I want every single space from this. Okay, one thing we do need to start considering is housing. So let's go ahead and, okay, how do they like it? There we go. I think people like seeing their houses like that, so we're gonna go ahead and do it like that. And yeah. Humans, okay, we can pull one off. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and pull one off of there. Now what do we need? We need 6 planks. We're gonna go ahead and click over here, type in 6, and we need 2 of the fabric. Let's go over here, click 2 fabric, and yep, we're gonna go ahead and choose that. We're not gonna make any bricks. There we go. And that's right, I completely forgot. So one thing to be advised of, you see this guy, he's got a proficiency, but if we put him into here, he's going to have a resolve. And if we look, the overall resolve of everybody is going to go up, which makes them happier. But we don't want happy people. We want productive people. Look at that. Perfect, perfect. Okay. We do need this to be built soon. But I also need... Okay, so we need to pull some more people. Okay, so I need houses built. So we're going to pull everybody. We've got 2 humans and a lizard working on it. Let's just up the time. And the Queen's Impatience will keep on going up, and that's okay. There we go, we open. Oh, perfect, even more uses. So see that? By having the Herbalist Camp, we already have 2 patches of things that are good. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about small encampments. These are great for this right here. Now, is it good to welcome new people? Absolutely. Sometimes it's good. But I recommend for new folks, just send it away. Having some extra amber is always good. Having, extra Queen's Grace is always good. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna building our, where is it at? City buildings, our trading post. We're gonna go ahead and build it right there. For now, I like to build it way far away once I've opened up a few glades. Okay. We need to make this a little more efficient. Pop them over there. Go ahead and do a few more of those. Okay, so these guys are good stuff. We need more. They're going a little too slow for us. And we've got an herbalist camp that we should probably set up shop right there. Hopefully these guys will finish up. Yeah, you just need to let time run. I'm honestly considering pulling this guy off. Yeah, let's pull him off. Want these things built. There we go. We have one person homeless and not anymore. Unfortunately, this person will continue to be homeless until he goes for a break. Alright, let's hydrate ourselves. Ooh, perfect. I think we have unlocked enough, yeah, so we don't need to do that. We're just going to have them. These guys are being a little bit inefficient. So one thing that you can do, so I've picked it up right here from the move icon. It is right here, and I'm going to watch my little dude, and he's going to walk, drop it off, and once he dropped it off, I'm going to move it. Alright, so far so good. We will need a small farm, which means we're going to need this one. Are they? Okay, so sometimes your people will get a little bit stupid, and they will not drop off resources even though they're sitting in the storage and you need them badly. Look at that, okay. Trading post hasn't built, so Hilda will arrive right as the storm ends most likely, but more importantly, we have some orders to complete. Let's look at some more orders. Okay, so coal might be difficult to get. Pack of building materials, not so much. These are very nice bonuses. The reinforced access is nice, but I'm looking at this lovely bonus right here. Extra happiness, parts, with a possibly difficult task of getting the provisions, but still, I'm going to go ahead and pick that one. And the next one is, okay, easy enough. Okay, so ancient sewing technique. We need to keep the beavers happy. Keeping beavers happy is actually really easy right now, but this might be a really easy task to accomplish. So we're going to go ahead and just leave this one be for now, and we will decide later what we're going to pick. For now, I'm looking for, okay, we don't need any more of that. We do not need any more of that. I think we're good. We just need, yep. So let's go ahead and put this one at 6. There we go. Where's that beaver? There it is. Okay, we're gonna pill that beaver. Don't want to make anything here. We're gonna go with 40. Planks are absolutely necessary. They are vital for so many construction projects, and we need a lot of them. Alright, let's look at Sahilda. Probably can't buy anything here. Okay, we've got a foragers camp. So let's see if we can't. I want to go ahead and get that foragers camp. Let's see if we can't potentially squeeze in enough time to get a foragers camp. Okay. So Sahilda is going to be here for a little bit. I want that foragers camp because we have these lovely little things right there. Having more camps is awesome. Furniture perk, phenomenal. It's just extra bonus resolve. Biscuits recipe, kind of useless in my opinion. Steel shovels, good. It's nice. The Sahilda, unfortunately, is going to be a problem for us right now. She's the only trader we have unlocked. She's the basic trader, and she does not come with simple tools very often. So these are very good to have, and I might struggle with not having them because I'm probably going to be opening a lot of glades. Okay. We're going to sell a lot of things for that. Now, we got some newcomers, and we've got, ooh, oh, these are phenomenal. Oh, these are so good. So hunter-gatherers, absolutely amazing. If you're not planning on, like, this one and this one are so good, because if you're not planning on using fertile soil, then you're not planning on harvesting and planting, so you can double your wood, and you can kind of basically almost triple your wood, because this will give you 2 wood, and this will give you 50% more on top of that. So these are very good together. Ridge Glades is very good. However, I did pick the farm, so I'm not going to go this, I'm not going to go this, and I'm just going to probably go for this because it's just a solid bonus. And as we had looked earlier, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, like 10, 12 just in the northwest part, northeast part over here. So I will probably be opening up a lot of these, and having more charges is phenomenal, especially if we can get this done. So for people, we are a little bit low on beavers. I'm gonna pick like these are just whatever. We get these basically all the time. This is basically extremely common. The one thing we don't really have is stone. We don't really need that many of these, so we're just gonna go with these ones. Humans are needed for farms anyways. I would like to get the farm built. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. I want the farm. I want the farm. Yeah, right there. One thing to note, when you plant the farm, make sure that the arrow is pointing at the farm fields. So for instance, if you were put it here, then you should rotate it. Press the R button to rotate. And yeah, so because essentially what will happen is they will collect here, drop off, collect here, drop off, collect here, drop off. And it's much more efficient that way. We want to get a farm field. Okay, so we want this built now. So we're going to go ahead and take this herbalist camp, drop it down a point. This suppliers camp, drop it down a point. We want all of our builders to focus entirely on the small farm, and that means as soon as this guy's done, we should have, yeah, he'll be the first one. So he's going to drop it off. It only requires 2 planks, and I want to get some fields built. Okay. Are we going to get these guys? Are we going to have enough time? I really should have done this earlier, and they are bringing it in oh so slowly. Okay, let's have, oh, perfect. Okay. So we're going to have him deliver this wood right now. There we go. We've got wood. It's been taken, and we'll have about maybe half a season. Oh, Sahilda left. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, well, we didn't get that. I was too busy looking at other things. That's okay. So we really don't need 2 people here. 1 person is going to be enough. Okay. Farm. Oh, I totally forgot. Now that the traders is built, let's have a look at our trade routes. So we've got clothes for grain. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. 10 for 10. That is just phenomenal. Mushroom line, kind of not needed, but maybe if we have a lot of wood and need food. Meat is nice. Meat can be useful in a lot of things. Again, we don't need the fiber because we already took the perk, the cornerstone. The only one here, these are nice. If we ever run out, we could use some more stone or some clay. We could use that, but this is decent. For now, we are just going to go ahead and pop in our humans, let them do their thing. Okay, I need more wood. Okay, so we're going to add some more beavers onto there. Okay. We have more uses for humans. So this one I'm going to try to keep an eye on, because basically I want, where's that woodcutter? I want to take advantage of this +3 mushroom bonus, and I'm going to show what that looks like here. I want to have a little bit more. See that? She's getting 4 from each time she's picking a node from this. And if I have 2, let's see, where do we have? Okay, we'll pull her. Have a lizard take her spot. What do we got here? Okay, there we go. Have a lizard. There we go, and they can both. And you can, with this one perk, you can just watch your mushrooms. Sometimes it's also berries. You can just get absolutely massive amounts of it if you just do it during the drizzle. So what do we have here? We have some lazy lizards. So let's go ahead and continue with that. We also have a homeless, so I don't want to be that. So let's build. Oops. Yeah, gotta keep that. There we go. Okay. And turn the time up a little bit. So we already see that there is roots here. The roots will also be giving us potentially herbs. Herbs will potentially give us the opportunity for provisions, which is great. So right now I just want to point out I have one woodcutter's camp, and it's giving me most everything that I need. I do, and I have one lizard building houses for me. More than enough. Alright, let's move on to the next year. Oh. Where is that stonecutter's camp? Alright, let's... You know, I kind of... okay, go ahead and cut that one down and move over here. And I want you to use this one here. And we will go ahead and put a stonecutter's camp right here. We won't gather from it right now, but we will have it. Echo crops, which means we need to build our makeshift post. Right back there. You're not doing anything, so yeah, just come off of there. I'm gonna put both of those back there. I like to have this area a little open. That's just me. Okay. We do need this though. Let's go 20. Alright. We'll let the time run. So this is going to be the first couple of years. This is fine. The Queen's Impatience going up. We're not really trying that hard. There is ways to kind of mitigate this. So like I said, if I would have taken a little more effort, then I could probably have just what's it called, completed these in order to get the Queen's Impatience to not go over 2, because there is a deed for that, sort of an achievement. All right, let's have a look at. Oh, that's right, we were picking this. Because we have this trade route that can give us 10 coats per minute, I think we don't necessarily need this one. So we're just going to go ahead and pick this one right here. Because we've already built almost all the shelters, we can basically almost complete it. Right there, it says 7 out of 10. Let's see what else we have. Okay. So in the early game, in the early cycles, so when you first start, you will get the brewery. I did not see the brewery very often after I had completed all of the upgrades. So, the brewery is good. The problem with the brewery is that it needs to have pottery and things like that. And pottery and things like that can sometimes be a little finicky in how you get it, unfortunately, because stone doesn't qualify for pottery. So this might never be completed. This, on the other hand, I can complete, so we're going to pick that one. Oh, one of my favorites. More bonuses to resolve for an easy one to complete. Easy. Open 5 glades. Perfect. We're going to snag that one. And complete leisure. Again, this can be done. You just buy beer, things like that. Keep humans happy. I'm going to go for this one just because of that mushroom park there. We'll see. Hopefully we can complete it. Okay. Here we are with these ones. It's going well so far. All right, and I think what we're gonna do is go for the shelter here. The bonus for it was, that's just okay. Let's have a look here. Yeah, just go ahead and deliver this one for now. Let's have our new look at our new building. Okay, smokehouse. Smokehouse is good. I've actually found myself making more and more of the incense, things like that. Jerky is very good as well. But I'm going to go ahead and just stick with the lumber mill for now. It came up again, and it's such a good building. We're going to go ahead and snag the lumber mill, which means we don't need any more from you. And look at that, we already have 40 planks, so I'm already wasting the effort of these lovely beavers. Okay. Look at that. My goodness. This one lizard has basically taken out this entire camp. Or this entire little patch. And there we go. So adding woodcutters actually makes the hostility force go up, and we don't necessarily need them. Ooh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Okay, this is a very good one. If you are going the route, I don't have all of the cornerstones unlocked. There are very good cornerstones that will kill your villagers, and this is a very good one to get with that. Don't be afraid to have your villagers die. It can be very, very powerful. We already have fiber coming in, so we're going to go for this one. One of the great things about it as well is that pack of trade goods can require flour, and flour can be made with the lumber mill. Okay. Oh my goodness. Were these guys working? Okay. See, this is what happens when I'm recording. This is my first time recording, by the way, so I hope you guys appreciate it. We have... Okay. There we go. So I think I am going to kind of stop the video here, and then I'm going to make sort of a part 2. This is kind of the early part, just kind of explaining why I picked certain buildings and things like that. Oh, so I held this back. Let's have a look. Mushroom perk, again, very, very good. I would have sold like everything just to get that Foragers Camp, but that's just me. I love camps. How are we doing on food? We're not doing good, but we're not doing bad either. Food is having an issue right now, so I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. This is a very good perk. This is whatever. This one's obviously very good. This one can be very good. I think we're just gonna skip everything she has. Don't really need anything. Don't really want to sell anything. So yeah. Okay. Now we should have... Oh, look at that. Look at all of that. Perfect. Okay. We need 6. We're gonna go with 6. We got a human. We're gonna put our beavers to work over there. Alright, we have another complete. Let's have a look at that. Clothier. Oh, how much I love the clothier. What we need to start doing now, though, is really do need to start expanding. So we have got our basics down. We've got everything that we really need. We have enough tools to deal with most glades and such. We have enough to basically kind of complete this one, and we can start working on this one. This one will come in time. So yeah, a lot of orders that we can complete to make the queen happy. Food is going to be possibly an issue, but we'll see. By the way, if you push down Alt, it will kind of show you everything that you need here, where all your people are working and such. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here.